On the isolated Ahu Akivi site of Easter Island, 7 identical stone figures stand in a row. As the twilight fades, they stare silently out toward the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean. These are the Moai, and their physical scale is difficult to comprehend. A single statue can reach up to 33 feet in height and weigh 80 tons. Yet the people who carved them somehow transported these massive monoliths up to 18 kilometers from their volcanic quarry. Their placement is mathematically deliberate. If you stand behind these 7 identical figures during the spring equinox, you will see them looking exactly toward the sunset. The Polynesians who settled Rapa Nui carved and moved nearly 1,000 of these giants between 1100 and 1600 CE. They did this without draft animals, without the use of wheels, and without modern machinery. The existence of these pristine, carefully aligned statues forces us to question our assumptions about what ancient engineers were actually capable of. For decades, historians promoted a single theory. The islanders laid the statues flat and rolled them horizontally on wooden logs. According to this popular narrative, this obsession consumed so much timber that it caused mass deforestation and the collapse of the entire society. The evidence tells a different story. This map shows completed Moai sitting neatly on the coast, but 62 unfinished statues were abandoned exclusively along dirt pathways radiating from the quarry. These pathways have concave cross-sections, making it physically impossible to use straight wooden rollers. Now look at the physical evidence left on the statues themselves. This photograph shows one of the fallen road Moai. Researchers found that 70% of these abandoned figures have broad, shallow fracture patterns. That kind of damage occurs when a towering, upright structure falls over and hits the ground, not when a flat stone cracks while being dragged on its back. There is also one crucial detail missing from all 62 of these road statues. Their faces are blank. None of them possess carved eye sockets. The builders only added eyes once a statue reached its final destination, meaning these figures were actively in transit when they were abandoned. The vertical impact fractures and the missing eyes contradict the horizontal log rolling theory. The Rapa Nui moved these 80-ton stones in an upright, standing position. To figure out how they managed this, modern archaeologists turn to 3D point cloud models. A point cloud model is a digital 3D representation made of countless individual geometric data points mapped in space. They used this technology to scan the exact dimensions of the abandoned road statues. This schematic comparison shows a major geometric anomaly. Road statues were carved with bases significantly wider than their shoulders, unlike the straight posture of completed statues. The scans reveal a distinct 10-degree forward lean, making them intentionally top-heavy and unstable. The center of mass on a road Moai is positioned exactly over a specially curved front edge. This specific curve allows the statue's own immense weight to generate forward momentum. This diagram shows what happened when a statue finally reached its destination. The builders lowered it into a pit, chiseled the wide, leaning base completely flat, and carved the eyes open. They permanently altered the center of gravity so the statue could stand completely stable. Every statue found on these ancient roads was a specialized transport vehicle, engineered for instability. To move these unstable giants, the engineers harnessed a physics concept known as the inverse pendulum. An inverse pendulum is simply a mass situated above its pivot point, like a metronome turned upside down, which creates natural instability and conserves kinetic energy as it swings back and forth.
Human walking relies on this exact same principle. This 3D schematic outlines the precise mechanics of the statues. By pulling the Moai slightly sideways with a rope, the forward-leaning center of mass causes the stone to naturally fall forward. It rolls across that specially curved front edge, taking an incremental step. In 2011, a research team put this to the test. They built a 4.35-ton, mathematically precise concrete replica of an abandoned road Moai, complete with the wide base and forward lean, and took it to a field in Hawaii. Fascinated, the team found that it didn't take an army to initiate the walking motion. They only needed 18 people holding 3 simple hemp ropes attached to the statue's head. Once the rocking motion started, friction practically disappeared. The team of 18 walked the heavy replica 100 meters in just 40 minutes. At that speed, a dedicated crew could move a massive stone across the island in a matter of weeks. Moving the statues was a highly efficient, part-time effort executed by small teams of skilled engineers.
There was no desperate island-wide obsession and no mass deforestation caused by log rolling. For centuries, the Rapa Nui people maintained an oral tradition explaining how the monoliths reached the coast. According to the legend, the statues were infused with spiritual power, and they literally walked in the darkness. Early Western explorers and historians heard these stories and quickly dismissed them as primitive magic or colorful metaphors. The point cloud data and physical experiments provide a technical basis for the Rapa Nui oral history. The statues were designed for locomotion. The Rapa Nui maintained their society while demonstrating a sophisticated command of physics. Their legacy suggests that other ancient oral histories may be grounded in similar technical realities.